I mean, if you want to eat them, go for it. Just make sure you have no plans to leave the house. Make sure you're alone. That's all I'm gonna say. No, I'm gonna go back. Don't eat it. Do not eat the sugar-free candy. It's not worth it. It is really not worth it. I'm telling you from personal experience. Number 5, you don't, I lost count on my numbering. Did I start at 10 or 1? I don't know. I don't know if I was supposed to do a countdown from 10 to 1 or 1 to 10. And honestly, I don't know where I started. So a number 5, I'm going up to 10. Hey YouTube, welcome to my channel. This is Crystal Denise Speaks. And this is a video that I promised you guys. So I've been doing keto for about 3 months, and there's things you don't know about it before you start. You can do all the research you want, and you hear lots of different things. These are 10 things that I wish I knew before I started keto, so I wanted to share it with you for those of you who are wondering about keto, thinking about starting, or have already started. So, the very first thing I want to tell you, and I wish I knew, the keto flu is real, okay? I heard about it. I heard that you would have like flu-like symptoms when you first start, and it's like your body going into withdrawal from not having the carbs and the sugar. I really did not understand that it is a real thing. And I did not feel well for at least a full week. Part of this keto flu, and I'm just gonna make it a part of it, I don't know if it really is, but I was very irritable, like very, very irritable. I think that was more, that affected me more than, even like the flu-like symptoms, like the cold symptoms and being tired and things like that. The irritability was huge. Number 2, drink enough water. You don't want to be dehydrated. If you're not getting enough water, you are not going to feel well. And I'm sure I read that somewhere, but I don't think I heeded that warning. The third thing I want to say is you don't have to count your macros. You don't have to be counting calories and macros, like be extremely strict about it. There are some people that do that, and if you do that or you want to do that, that is totally fine. And that helps some people to be really successful, but I know, and I've read and watched videos of a lot of people who have been successful without doing that. And for me, that part stressed me out, and I know that if I had to do that, I would not do keto. And I have been able to have success without doing all of that. So if that is something that kind of makes you unsure about if keto is for you, know that you can do keto without counting your macros and count, and being very strict on calories and all of that. Okay, number 4. Keto food is good. Like, most of the time you think about starting a diet or a new way of eating and you think that it's not going to be good. Keto is actually good. The food is good. Number 5, you don't, I lost count on my numbering. Did I start at 10 or 1? I don't know. I don't know if I was supposed to do a countdown from 10 to 1 or 1 to 10. And honestly, I don't know where I started. So a number 5, I'm going up to 10. Number 5, you do not have to break the bank. So a lot of times people think if they're gonna start a diet or a new way of eating, it's gonna be super expensive and you can't afford it. You don't. I mean, and if you're on a budget, just choose things that are cheap to buy. So, I mean, when it's coming down where I'm a teacher, I get paid once a month. And so, towards the end of my 30-day, I might start getting low on funds. So, maybe I'll eat a lot of bacon and eggs, or I don't know. But I really haven't had an issue with not being able to, buy the foods. It's not, you don't have to break the bank. You can eat keto and it can be just as cost effective as buying other groceries. Number 6, you do not want to eat too much protein. Something that I have learned is that protein in your body, if you have too much of it, it'll turn into glucose. I think that's right. But I know that it does turn into like sugar in your body. So you don't want to eat too much protein. You want to definitely, like I said, you don't have to be very strict and count all your macros, but just have an idea of, you know, the percentage of fat that you're eating, protein, percentage of carbs. Like, have an idea of that, and make sure that you're not having too much protein. Oh, you guys, cooking number 7. Cooking keto is easy. It's not hard. Like, I have an Instant Pot, a pressure cooker. I cook a lot of things in that. You know, I can throw a lot of things. You know, I can make casseroles, throw those in the oven. It doesn't take a whole lot of work. Now, if you want to find like cool fun recipes and like you want to bake and stuff like that, those things will take time. They're still not hard, but you can do it. Don't think that you can't do keto because it's, you know, too hard to cook. It's not. All right, this is number 8. So I think my logic when I made my list was like the most important things were gonna be last. Y'all, this is super important. If you have been tuning me out, listen when I say this. Stay away from the sugar-free candy. I'm a part of this Facebook group and people talk about these sugar-free gummy bears, and I thought, I'm immune to that. Like, I can eat sugar-free stuff and there's no side effects, and they talk about how you're really gonna be in pain and you'll be going back and forth to the bathroom. I'm really not a TMI girl. I really don't like to give all types of too much information, but I'm gonna just tell you that one day I thought that I was immune and I can eat some sugar-free gummy bears. I ended up eating the whole bag of these little sugar-free gummy bears, and it was a terrible situation. So, I mean, if you want to eat them, go for it. Just make sure you have no plans to leave the house. Make sure you're alone. That's all I'm gonna say. No, I'm gonna go back. Don't eat it. Do not eat the sugar-free candy. It's not worth it. It is really not worth it. I'm telling you from personal experience. Number 9, don't worry about what other people think. Like, there are a lot of people that are saying, oh wow, tell me about keto, or oh that's cool, or oh that's great. And then there's some people that are like, nope, you can't eat that. You can't eat low carb and high fat and lose weight. You're not supposed to. Oh, this is not healthy. Oh, that's not healthy. So many people have so much to say. People that are not dietitians, people that are not doctors, people that don't know. So don't worry about what other people say. Everyone is always going to have something to say. People are going to have their opinion. And number 10, or number 1, whichever way you want to say it, do not cheat. Do not cheat. I mean, if you want to have like specific days where you say you're gonna do a carb up, or you eat more carbs or whatever, but in my personal experience and opinion, it is not worth it. When I cheated, you guys saw my last video. I mean, I cheated and I was messed up for like 3 whole weeks. Like, I was having so many cravings for carbs. Like, I think I craved well, I guess I probably craved carbs as much as before I started keto, and I just didn't know that's what was happening because all I was doing was eating carbs. But I like had extreme cravings for carbs, and it wasn't worth it. Like, when I am eating keto, I feel good, I'm looking better, I'm feeling better, and the food is good, and I don't have to eat all of those things that I started eating when I was cheating. So I would say to you, it's not to try to plan to have cheat days, not to plan to go off, to plan to stay on it. It's a great way of eating. The food is good, it's not hard to cook. All these things I told you are all true. But anyways, these are the top 10 things that I wish that I knew before I started keto. I hope that it helps you. If you have any questions for me, leave them down in the comments. I would love to like talk keto with you. Give this video a thumbs up, and if you have not already done so, subscribe. I will be getting out my weekly videos. I am committed to that. That's what I'm committed to. I'm not going to say what my next video is going to be. You'll have to come back and see. But thank you for supporting me, watching my videos, and subscribing. I will see you next time.